Now, I have a blog. Normally, a few days before the session, I will post the notes in this blog. So for those who are interested, you can go to my blog. At the bottom right-hand corner, there's a word follow. Click on it and submit your email address. So future session, you will have the soft copy of the notes. You can read it before you attend the Zoom session. Now, since circuit breaker last year, day one, I have worked with the library to conduct these Zoom classes. So till now, I have conducted 16 topics. Each month, I break it into 2 parts on the same topic. So today is on cloud storage and sharing. So today, I try to attempt to share with you 4 topics. Then second part, if I can make it, I will have some time to share with you some demo and also one Flickr cloud account and other things. Now, for storage, these are the possible method you all may have understood and use it. So I just go through it quickly because the details I will talk later. Hard disk is normally in your desktop and it's still using. You can still use it. And they come in different sizes. The price also has dropped a lot. Next is the laptop. You can also store your image inside, but I wouldn't recommend it. I will tell you the reason later. And next one is called a photo stick. It's just somebody designed something where you download the app, you press the button, all the pictures in your smartphone will be downloaded to the thumb drive. I also don't recommend it. I will tell you the reason later. And next one is the CD. CD is good, but nowadays you need to buy a software program to do the burning. Not so popular now, but still you can do it. Next one, I think you all are more familiar, external drive. You just attach to the USB of your laptop or desktop. But the only disadvantage is there is a moving part inside. So moving part, you know, if you drop it, sometimes it may spoil. So the reliability is there. The next one is called the Apple Time Capsule. This one I will recommend if you are doing serious work. It is a direct backup of whatever you are doing. Next one, I think you also know, this for temporary storage, thumb drive. The next one, the network storage. This one normally companies do it. Also, I don't quite recommend. I'll tell you the reason also. Cloud provider, cloud storage is one of the modern one and more advantageous. And you don't like all these things, you can even build your own home cloud. I did one myself. And the last but not least is the smartphone. You also can store your image inside. So these are some of the possible ways you can do it. There may be other ways, but these are the most common way. Now, a smart device is not a storage device. I'm referring to smartphone, laptop, and all this. I hope you all know the reason. If not, Q&A, you ask me the reason. When we talk about cloud storage, we have to understand the means and the consequence. Storage concentrates on holding the data, while security concentrates on protecting the data. So both address the needs and the concern. So for those who want to create a cloud account, understand these 2 words of means and consequence. So doesn't mean that you have a cloud account, you can throw everything to the cloud account. Some of the things you still need to personally preserve it, keep it to yourself if they are too sensitive. In the past talk, some of them asked me what is the meaning of means. Means is actually how your files are formatted, designed, what type of system you use to access it, how reliable is your method that you have decided, and how dependable or durability the system that you have decided on. Consequence is your cloud storage company, how good is their privacy, security, policy, accessibility, damage control, and total loss. So you have to evaluate all this if you have very important document to store. Remember this Murphy law. Anything that can happen, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So now I'm just preparing you to understand the meaning of storage. Now, storage is not really stored in the clouds. This is the way it's being stored. Rooms and rooms of this. And here I ask a question, why this type of company cannot locate their storage equipment in Singapore? You can ask me also in Q&A. Before cloud computing, or even before the internet, what are the ways we use to store our photos, songs, documents, videos? So in the past, we use tapes, we use films, microfilms, and even on paper, photo paper for pictures. Now we go into detail. Hard drive now comes in the capacity of 1, 2, and 4. You don't have those smaller capacity anymore because now it's very cheap. The price dropped down. 1 TB costs, I think about $50. Yeah. So it's very cheap. So it's up to you what size you want to buy. But remember, this type of this has a moving part. So it's not that reliable. Once you have moving part, it's not that reliable. Nowadays, especially in Apple product, they use the M2 hard drive storage. Solid state, totally solid state, no moving parts. So that's why you see the laptop are very thin. It's because they don't have a drive anymore. Everything is solid. The second one is the interim period they use it, but now also considered outdated. So the first and second one is considered outdated. If you really want to know what is the state of the art, it's the third one. So you can buy this for your drive C. You can even buy this for storage. Normally, these are all incorporated in the motherboard. This is the standard external drive. Most of you are familiar with. But as I told you, the disadvantage is it has moving part. And the moving part is rotating at 7,200 rounds per minute. So it's not so reliable once you drop it. Come to the Apple time capsule. How the Apple time capsule works is, I was told it also can work on PC, but normally it's Apple design it for their product. You must have a broadband at home. So you connect one LAN cable to this time machine, to the router, and your laptop can be wireless. So whatever work you've done on your laptop, all you need to do is to press the button. That is the icon in the all Apple devices. You press it, then they will update whatever is new to your existing file. So if your hard disk in this time machine is small, what they do is they overwrite the earlier one. So if not enough capacity, they will overwrite the earlier one. So if you don't want it to overwrite, they normally warn you. If you not overwrite, then you buy another one. Then you can keep this one as an archive. So these are recommended for people who do important work, like university student writing their thesis, or real estate agent, who has a lot of pictures of the, units for sale and want to impress your customer. And what happened? Your laptop is lost, or what happened if your laptop don't work? So all your data are all inside this time machine. So this is a way to connect the time machine. And the time machine also generate another Wi-Fi network. So technically in the house, you have two Wi-Fi network. One is called Wi-Fi 1, one is called Wi-Fi 2. But the only criteria is you need the data cable to connect from the time machine to the router. That's all. This network attached storage, as I say, is mainly used by people, small company, we call small company. But nowadays, not so, you can say popular, because now most of the company go to the cloud account. One bad point about this is, this one has a small motherboard or interface card, we call it. So you are totally beholden by the supplier of this brand. So for whatever reason, if the supplier obsolete this model, then you're in big trouble. All your data, you can't read it because the motherboard spoil. You bring to the service center says, sorry, uncle, we obsolete this model already, no more spare part available. So that is a mistake I make. I spent about 300, 600. Yeah, I lost about $600 once I realized it. This is the home cloud I'm talking about. Anybody interested, I can show you how to assemble it. So you notice all these hard disks there, and I configure in such a way that it's a one-to-one redundancy. One-to-one redundancy means at any one time, any one of my disks can spoil. Nothing will happen. All I need to do is to bring the disk out, buy a new one of the same capacity, and the copy will just mirror another copy to the new drive. So that is how it works. You can have a higher redundancy if you want to, but for us common people, I think one-to-one is more than enough. So these are some of the, you can say, unaware practices we normally do. I have people who tell me they have a few thousand pictures in their smartphone because they have a very high memory smartphone, iPhone or whatever it is. And some of them also tell me they have many pictures in their laptop. So I asked them one question. What happened the OS in the laptop, for whatever reason, just don't work? You can't even start your computer. What will happen? Or worst of all, you lost your laptop. You lose your laptop, what will happen? So these are the consequences of keeping all the eggs in one basket. So my recommendation is try to bring it out. So there are many methods of bringing this out. That may be part 2, I will tell you how to do it. Smartphone, the same thing. For whatever reason, it just don't work, or you lose your smartphone. So what happened to all your picture? So you have to think of a way how to store it if you consider your pictures are meaningful and are valuable. So these are just to give you awareness of the consequence of what you all do and what you all don't do. So you think about it, yeah. Thumb drive is recommended for temporary storage. Like for example, from office, you bring home the work, I bring home the copy and work at home. That type of situation. It's not meant for long-term storage. For one very simple reason. There's no way to read what is inside your thumb drive. And you may need a paper to write down what is inside the thumb drive. So it's very troublesome to archive and retrieve what you have stored inside. CD-ROM is better, DVD is better because you can still read what is inside. But the disadvantage is you need a program to burn it. And CD has also another point that you all may not be aware of. How the CD record the information is because it has a very thin film of aluminum foil protected by a very thin film of plastic. So that's why you see people when they take out the CD, you don't go and like peel a orange like that to take it out. Because once the plastic layer crack, oxygen go in, it will corrode the tin foil, then the whole DVD will be corrupted. Once it's corrupted means you don't have the pointer. Because all these things read by a pointer. It's something like directory. So when you put the DVD into a reader, the reader actually is go to the directory. So you command it to go to one picture, the directory will find the picture. So if your directory is corrupted, so nothing can be come out from there. So that is the risk of using DVD. You have to be careful, know how to put the CD inside and take out, especially from the box, because they always have a center thing to hold it. So some of them are very tight, so you have to be careful. And for this, I normally recommend every 3 years renew it. When I say renew it means whatever in the original DVD, make another copy. The reason is because you're using new material. So every 3 years you hop, then your storage, your data will be constantly, what should I say, being renewed. But the best method is still the cloud storage. This one, I told you the photo stick. How the photo stick work? What happened is, assuming you buy brand A photo stick, so the brand A photo stick will tell you to download the app to your smartphone. Now, what happened one day, your phone supplier update the OS. If they update the OS, normally this information is, you can say, in the internet. So your supplier supplying the stick must not be sleeping, no, because he have to work in tandem to also come out with an updated app to correspond to the revised operating system. If not, cannot read also. Also, I spent some money on this, $100 I lost is because when Apple update their OS, somehow or other, the supplier of the drive did not update. So they don't talk to each other. So all my communication gone, all my information in this photo stick also gone. But at that time, I'm just trying the system. So nothing is lost. I still have a backup copy somewhere else. But that is the consequence. How reliable is the company that you bought the photo stick? So it doesn't mean cheap is good. Cheap can be not reliable. Not reliable means in the sense that you don't know this ABC company will it be surviving 5 years, 10 years later, or will it not be surviving? So these are the questions you have to ask yourself. So if you are very worried about this, forget about this method. So it's a chicken and the egg problem. If the smartphone update the OS, it is the responsibility of the photo stick company also update the app so that they can talk to each other and your that hardware you bought still can work at home. Okay, I have finished most of my technical thing. Here is just to introduce to you that I have an interest group. At this moment, I have 143 members, and these are some of the objectives we have. And if you are interested, please give me some of these details to introduce yourself. And the app in the Facebook account is looks like that, like a housing board flat like that. So if you're still very concerned about this, you can email me to ask me more questions before you join. This is the physical lesson I am doing in Jurong Regional Library. The first one coming end of this month is already fully, is already closed. So I only highlight to you the interesting one. Create a movie is quite interesting. I spent a lot of time preparing the workshop. Photo haiku also, I also spend a lot of time on it. These two are very interesting experience for you all to go through if you dare to take the challenge. But the problem is because of COVID, if I'm not wrong, the library only can allow in a physical class of not more than 20. But if you go to the computer room, I was told the room is smaller, maybe 15. So that may be a challenge, how I can accommodate every one of you. The 3 and 4 is more for people who want to learn something about logical thinking, because coding is actually logical thinking. Doesn't mean senior cannot code. Senior can code. So I can prove to you that it's very simple for you to learn coding. And this one, the program is free. You can use Apple laptop, you can use PC also can. But for 1 and 2, you must have a laptop that has Microsoft Office. If not, you cannot attend the class because you cannot follow through. So that's so much. Q&A, you can ask me more question on this. Okay, Rifang, pass back to you.